Hey guys, it's Abra. Today we're going to be talking about mental illness, and for today's segment I'm going to be telling you guys about my personal experiences with mental illness, and hopefully this will continue on in a series of I tell you about my experiences, you can tell me about yours or any questions you might have, and then I will respond via the next video. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about my personal experience as previously mentioned. So I'm going to tell you guys a bit about my backstory and how I grew up and all of those sorts of things. So let's get started, shall we? So first off, when I was a child, I worried a lot about everything. I was a little worrywart even when I was like 11 or 12. I needed verbal validation from my mother that I was not going to die in the middle of the night. I was a pretty twisted kid growing up. Fast forward to high school, I spent a lot of my time dealing with what I thought were anxiety attacks, and due to that, I spent a lot of my time in my grade 11 and 12 year in the counseling office. In the counseling office, I spent a lot of time with counselors just talking about anything. There was this one counselor who was also a teacher. He was an amazing guy, and I would just go sit in his office whenever he didn't have any appointments, and I would literally just sit and talk with him because I needed someone to talk to, and that's how I dealt with it. And I dealt with it also through dance. I loved dance growing up, and I found that that was a really great way for me to deal with my anxiety and kind of deal with it in a healthy way. Also, it was just a way for me to de-stress and just kind of let everything out and let things go and just deal with things in general. Still at this point, however, I was going on with this idea that I had kind of grown up with, that I just needed to deal with it. It was nothing that serious, like there was nothing wrong, that I was just being stupid and I needed to grow a pair and just get over it, basically. That's what I had kind of been brought up around, not intentionally, I'm sure, by anybody, but just the way that society had understood mental health and still does to a certain extent. That's kind of what I grew up with. So for a long time, I just thought that I was just crazy, literally, and that I just needed to get over the things that I was feeling. Fast forward again to university. In second year, I really should have seen the red flag, as I would be sitting at my laptop in the library with tons of books around me trying to write my paper, and I would sit there and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't focus, I couldn't motivate myself, nothing I could do to do my work and to get it done on time. And due to that, there were a lot of assignments that I was late on, and due to that, I ended up suffering academically with my grades, with my GPA, and all of those sorts of things. So focusing on third year, which was a year ago now, I took a number of literature courses along with my theater courses. I'm a theater major, side note, I digress. And I ended up really struggling with getting everything done. I was super stressed out. I couldn't focus in class or out of class, and it came down to the wire and I was not ready to write the exam. So the day of the exam, I'm running around trying to figure out what I can do to possibly extend this, make it go away, whatever it took. And finally, I found out about deferring a course. Basically what that means is you have to fill out an application form. Some sort of professional, like a doctor or a psychologist or a counselor, needs to fill out a form in this big massive paperwork to verify that what you're saying is the truth. That gets sent to the dean of your department, and then they decide whether or not it is allowed for you to get an extension on the course. So for me, I was asking for an extension on an exam, meaning that my professor was going to have to write a whole new exam for me to write in the next semester. Crazy, I know, but I was approved, thank goodness, and I ended up writing that exam in April. Due to this turn of events, I found myself in a position where I needed to take extra measures to make sure that something like this didn't happen again. So one of those things that I did was I continued to talk with my doctor that was there with me and filled out this paperwork with me. He then diagnosed me as having a major depressive disorder, which I would consider to be a bit melodramatic. I would consider it to be more of a major anxiety disorder if there was a way to put words to it, but that's just kind of my interpretation of it based on what I have experienced in my life. This led me to being registered as a student with a disability in the Resource Center for Students with Disabilities at my university, and this past September ended up me qualifying as a student with a permanent disability in the province of British Columbia. So this is all stuff that has kind of grown in the last year and a half, things that I have not known about myself that I am just starting to learn now. So basically that is my experience up to date. This past semester has been the semester from hell, literally. I tried to take 6 courses, which was really stupid for me considering that I had just learned that I can't do everything. You know, I am allotted that I, am excused from missing class and being late on assignments and all of these things because of the anxiety that I experience. And yet I still decided it was a good idea to take 6 courses in a semester. Stupid. No one should do 6 courses, let alone someone who already gets overwhelmed a lot should never do that. No, it was stupid. I regret everything. So that's basically my experience for my anxiety. That is a very, very broad overview that does not talk at all about any particular experiences that I've had. But this is kind of the start of this series, and I didn't really know how to start it, so I figured this would be the best way to kind of get the flow going. So next episode, which will hopefully be done in about a week or 2, providing it's winter break now, so exams will be almost over, and then I'm working this whole winter break, so we'll see how it goes. We're gonna work with the flow here. But yeah, so if you guys like this series, hit that button down below, give this video a like, a thumbs up, whatever you want to call it, and subscribe. If you're interested in getting notifications whenever I make a new video, you can also check out my Facebook page, Abra Kaufman. That is more of like an artist's page is what I was hoping for, but I will be posting on there whenever a new video is uploaded to YouTube. Also, if you have any questions or any personal stories that you'd like to share, please comment them down below. I would really love to be able to read out some of your stories in the next video, or to read out some of your comments of questions or examples of things that you've experienced, and for me to be able to react to them as this series progresses. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.